on-prem like SQL Server or it is MySQL, better I will store it in the cloud. And that is why we're checking how it is going to be helpful. So my local data, every time I used to connect to my local machine, that is, I used to connect my laptop. In my laptop, I do have a separate folder. In that, I used to have a lot of files, and from there, I used to connect. But in reality, do you think I'll be doing this? Definitely no. I have to find a way where data can be present. So that is where your cloud comes into picture, correct? What if I tell you it's already been 4 years when we had COVID, right? So 2020 is where we had COVID pandemic, right? Wave one, wave two, and also we had wave three, right? And it's already been 4 years. We are into 2024. It's been just running like that, right? Now, in this COVID time, if you ask me, what is that one skill which I learned? I always try to save some time, right? No traveling, and you need not go to office. So everything was work from home, right? So nowadays things are getting started at 2023. Things are back, okay, and we are back to normal, correct? Now in this lockdown, the only one skill which I learned extra, maybe you may say SQL or Power BI, or you may say that I've learned gardening, or you may say that I just started gym, right? So there could be each and everyone has started their own skill. Some of you started to go gym, right? That's one thing which you did to be fit. Some of them started taking care of gardening, and some of them started helping your maybe farming. So a lot of people have started a lot of things. The one thing which I started in COVID was how to cook. So I learned cooking in lockdown time because that's where I had a leisure time. So apart from my work, I used to save some lot of time and I used to cook. Okay. Now, let me tell you one thing happened with my case, and that I've come up as a one type of explanation. Okay. So we had a lot of challenges, right? So for this challenges, we have to find a use case. Now, what did I do? In the lockdown time, we can't eat our favorite food. We cannot go out, right? That is what was the situation. And everything we have to do it at home. And I still remember whenever I used to get some items online or order it, my mom used to wash in turmeric powder and then use it. Now that is where we were in 2020, right? Wearing mask, okay, always having sanitizer. Now tell me, how many of you honestly are still using sanitizer? Just hardly 1 or 2%. Now tell me, how many of you are still using your mask? Hardly 1 or 2%, correct? Nowadays, I see most of the people are wearing mask are either a school students or a college students. Except them, no one is actually wearing it. Ideally, elders or adults or our people, like our age people, should wear mask, right? But when I go out, people have become normal, right? No mask, no sanitizer, no social distance. Everything has become normal now, right? I can feel that the how we were in 2019, the same thing I can feel it now. But I still see at least hardly 1 or 2% people who still wear mask, and the people who wear mask will be either will be a teenager like 18, 20 years or 22 years, and especially college students. I see only college students wearing mask, and that too in Bangalore. That is what I see. Any reason why only college students are wearing mask and no one else? Any reason? Anyone?
Mass gathering.
Sorry?
Maybe it's must and should in the college.
Mass
No,
gathering.
no.
Mass gathering.
Mass gathering.
It's
No.
just people will
No.
assemble, no? So,
What I'm saying, even today, I can see that college students or maybe the graduates, right? Only those people are wearing mask. I never see anyone wearing mask in these recent days. Why?
So should not mention the proper distance.
No,
might be the rules from the college.
no. I don't know for what we started to use mask, but this college students and graduates have started using mask nowadays to hide their face. They can roam with anyone, anytime, any place. Just cover it with your mask and move it. Initially, they were in fear. What if someone sees? What if my relative sees? Now, just wear a mask and move out. That is what is happening. What I have observed is, except college students, no one is even else taking care of all this sanitizers. I mean, they don't use sanitizers, but I'm saying about mask, right? So this is what I have observed, right? I've observed. Initially, they will feel like, okay, what if I go out and someone sees? Nowadays, just wear mask and go out wherever you want, right? Now, come back to the topic. In this COVID time, the one skill which I learned was cooking. Okay, the one skill which I've learned. Of course, you people have to go through SQL or a Power BI, but what will I read, right? What will I read? So I don't have anything to read. So I started to cook. Before lockdown, there was a time where I used to always go out, eat my favorite food, and come back. But in the lockdown, everything was restricted. You are not allowed to go out, right? So we have to find a solution. So what I thought, let me cook. We have a very great YouTube videos, right, for cooking. So I started like to see the video and started cooking. Okay, that's what I started. Can anyone tell me which is a famous cooking channel, YouTube cooking channel? Anyone? Which is a famous cooking channel? Anyone? Do you all at least see it?
Is
It's my foods.
based on languages, sir. In Telugu means we have like
It's my
Vismay food. We
With
have.
my foods.
Okay.
it's my foods.
And I mean, I'm not talking about bloggers like influencers, but I'm talking about actual like cooking channel, right? A lot of chef they start cooking, and there is one channel which is I mean, do you,
Venkatesh Bhatt.
sorry?
Venkatesh Bhatt in Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, Venkatesh Bhatt is there, and I don't know whether you people know it. In the
It's
entire
my
in entire India, there is a channel which has touched. I don't know what is the number, but there is something. There is a channel in South India, Indian Village channel. Something is there. The Village
Village,
channel.
Yes.
Which
Yeah,
one?
Village
village
Cooking
cooking
channel.
channel. Yeah,
Which one?
Tamils.
Village
Village cooking
cooking.
channel.
Village. Okay. Even who's that person?
Rahul Gandhi.
Rahul Gandhi, yeah. Even Rahul Gandhi has visited their place and they have that meal, right? So it's famous channel actually. You can get through it. Just go and search the best Indian channel for cooking. You will get it. Excellent videos. Okay. Now I used to admire about all those people, so I started to cook. That is where one day I thought of cooking pizza. I thought of cooking pizza. Okay, in lockdown time. So in lockdown time, I thought of cooking pizza. So ideally speaking, like we have only four people. So let's say mom, dad, or me and my sister or a brother. Someone is there. So we have four people. So four people means this is me, this is mom, this is dad, and this is let's say sister. So we have four people. So four people, I need to come up with pizza. And there was a stage where I used to do everything at home. I used to do everything at home. Okay, that's nothing but my first case. That's nothing but my first case. Okay, so that means I used to prepare pizza at home. How to prepare? I have the oven for that, and I have that bread or cheese, whatever it is, right? Everything I have at home. Every single ingredient, I have it at home for cooking pizza. Correct? Everything I had. Even I know how to do this tomato sauce. Okay, just cut your tomato into chops, add sugar or maybe jaggery and stir it. Maybe you'll get a tomato sauce. Even that I was able to do at home, right? Only for four people, right? That gives you a bit of what do you say, attention free. If you do like what you like. So some people say that okay, if I do some other activities, maybe I'll be like stress relief, right? So that is one more example. If you learn cooking and if you start cooking, right, you will feel that stress free life even in your this hectic work. This if you start cooking, you'll get that feel. Okay, that is what I also started enjoying. So even today I cook, which I started in the lockdown. It's continuing till now. It gives you some peace of mind, right? Now I started to cook pizza. Of course, 6:30 in the morning. It's a bad example to give on pizza, but again, this is something which I can make you better in understanding. So don't think that morning 6:30, 6:45. Why is he talking about pizza? Okay, so just think about the example, not about the food. And every time I give this example, people say that it becomes like a pizza craving. So don't get into that stage. Today you have to order pizza, you have to eat pizza. Try to avoid this food. It's not good for your health. But still, I'm saying this happened in 2020. So I started to prepare pizza. And of course, it was just for four people. So what I did, everything. Okay. So I started to use my own gas, electric, oven, fire, tomato sauce, toppling, everything I did it. Since it was for four people, I started at 12 o'clock and I finished by 2 o'clock. So each pizza takes me 30 minutes. I have only one oven. So each pizza takes 30 minutes. So 30, 30, 30, 30, 2 hours. So I started by 12, I started to prepare sides. That is nothing but my tomato sauce, toppings, soya, whatever it is. And it's in my own house, right? So I was able to serve my pizza to all of the 4 people, like including me, and we ate properly, enjoyed. Okay. And you know what? This is something which I would say, which everything we were able to do it in at home. Now, there is a bad habit that we do it. Once we do something, okay, it could be restaurants, or we start preparing any special food at home. I mean, nowadays I see people have reduced it, but else this would have become like a trend. What I observe is, of course, always siblings will be like in a opposite, right? Opposite behavior. So I'm a person who never use social media, but my sister is exactly opposite. She always bees in the social media. So there's always a difference in the siblings' behavior, right? So you know what happened? We prepared, we had, yes, it's done, the day is done. But my sister started to take that snaps, photos, pizza at home, hashtag something like that. And she started to put in the WhatsApp status and she started to put in the Instagram story. And this I've been seeing from many of them. Whatever you do, you start letting to know the people in outside. Like I did that, I did this. Today morning I woke up at this. This is my day-to-day activities. You people start creating a blog. I've seen a lot of people right from the time they wake up until they go to the bed, everything they will record it. I don't know what others will see or what they will think, but they call themselves as a bloggers. Same case in my home. We have one person who's always into a social media. So he started putting the snaps in our Instagram stories as well as WhatsApp status. Now, next what happened? Everyone, right? Once if you put right, you'll immediately start the conversation, right? Your friends, your relatives, everyone will start the conversation. Now that is where when the conversation started, next time there are a lot of my friends, my sister's friends or my mom's friends, they started visiting our house and they said that, hey, on that day you had prepared pizza. Can you do it one more time for me? Okay, that day I did it because I had time. But now let's observe that my sister's friends also have came. Now 4 people have become 8 people. Now 4 people have become 8 people. So 8 of them are there. 4 of them are we four, and the other 4 we are like a guest. So my friends, sister's friends came. So they said that, hey, on that day you had prepared pizza. So why don't you do it again? Now, first of all, they are guests for me. 4 of them are my people, that is my family members, and the other four are my friends. Now, these 4 people have become 8 people now. Now it's a bit struggle for me now. Why? First of all, I cannot take their help because they are my guest, right? I cannot ask them to cut vegetables or help me. So I cannot do that. Let them enjoy. So I have to prepare. And as I said, 30 minutes, if I have time for preparing one pizza, that means I have to prepare minimum 8 pizzas. Minimum 8 pizzas. That means I have to start minimum 4 hours before. So that means if 2 o'clock they're coming for food, I have to start by 10 p.m. Sorry, 10 a.m. So this is what I have to do. There is no other go because I have only one oven, correct? Now, this time I played bit smart here. You know what I did? They are all friends, right? Okay, they have come here to eat pizza. Let them eat pizza. Let me prepare it. But why should I do everything at home? Can we get few things outside, like toppings, or maybe it could be a tomato sauce? I can get it outside, right? I can get it outside. Why I have to spend a lot of time? So what I did, all this cheese, tomato sauce, toppings, everything, I took it from outside, and there are few things which I did it at home. That's where this time I'm breaking what I brought outside, what I did inside. I'm breaking down into 2 things. So one I'll buy it from outside, one I'll do it at inside. Okay, all good now. So far, so good. The reason why I brought few things outside because there is no need. Okay, they're not going to see, hey, is it tomato sauce? Is it prepared by you? They're not going to ask this. The only question is they'll be focused on pizza and not the other things. So I thought, let's do that. Let's do that. Okay. Now, after 8 people, and you know what? Do you think 8 people also will be quiet? Friends, friend, even they start putting the status, okay, pizza at Santosh house, this we did, we enjoyed, all the stories, WhatsApp, and it starts spreading. And finally, imagine it's a family function or it's a family get together. So in my get together, now I have a problem. We had around 16 to 18 people. Now we have 16 to 18 people. Now comes the challenge for me. Now comes the challenge for me. I cannot create or I cannot do 16 pizzas. So why one pizza takes 30 minutes? one pizza takes 30 minutes. So if I want to do 16 pizzas, so 1 hour, only two. That means I have to start 8 hours before. So 2 o'clock they're coming means I have to start by 8 o'clock. And trust me, if you people want to eat pizza, like if you're like your favorite food is pizza, and if you want to get out of that, trust me, eat pizza when it is not hot. You will start hating it. Now, maybe pizza is a favorite food for you and you eat very often. But if you want to get rid of this craving, you start eating when in the wrong time. Maybe I would say try to eat in the very early afternoon, like 12 o'clock, and try to have it with not in a hot way, like let it be there for 1 or 2 hours, then you eat it. Trust me, you will start disliking it. You know why? Pizza you cannot have when it is not hot. So I have to start by 10 o'clock in the morning. So if at 10 o'clock, if I start pizza, sorry, 8 o'clock, if I start pizza and 2 o'clock they're coming home, then what is the purpose of doing it? So this will not work. I have to start 8 hours before for doing the pizza for 16 people. It may not work. It may really not work for me. So what I thought is, okay, why don't we get few things outside? Okay, why don't we get few things outside? So I started to get everything getting delivered. That I ordered pizza from the Pizza Hut and everything came. And maybe I would say for 16 people, my house is a very good house. Like I would say it's like 1,000 square feet. So easily it fits up to 15 to 20 people. So I use my own dining table. Okay, I use my own. I mean, I have a living room, I have a hall, I have a dining table. So the place was completely convenient. So we had like let's say salt. We had that extra things like water we have, and we have plates, and we have bottles, we have Coke, we have everything. So what I thought, ordering pizza was a better solution in this case because they wanted to eat pizza, but it's fine because I cannot create it 16, right? So I ordered it. 16 minutes I got the pizza from Pizza Hut. Okay, I don't know about other states or the other countries. Pizza reaches to your house faster than ambulance. That is what we have seen as an advertisement. Even ambulance will take time, but pizza, it will deliver. And even I don't know whether you people know it, Domino's has promised that guaranteed delivery. In 30 minutes, if they don't deliver pizza and if it's not hot, there will be a cashback or returning the amount. Do you all know this advertisement? They'll start tracking the time you ordered. Within 30 minutes, if it's not delivered, you'll get back your amount. Do you all know this? Yes?
Yes, Santosh.
Yeah, I don't know about other states or other countries, but in India, this is what it is. But this is what happens, okay? And I don't know how many people been part of it. There are a lot of people who have meme creators. They do all this. They create a lot of memes and spread it over the Instagram, right? Now that is where here what I thought is 16 or 18 pizzas may not be possible. So let me order it outside and let me get it. Maybe I'll use my own dining hall table, plates, water bottle, cokes. Maybe I can have a very good discussion with 16 people and let's have a get together. Okay. Now just imagine for all the 16 people, if I was trying to do at home, it was not possible because I have only one oven and that oven can just cook for 30 minutes one pizza. So I have to start 8 hours before. So what if I have money and I will start buying another two ovens? Now, rather than buying outside in the third case for 16 people, just imagine I want to do everything at home, but I have only one oven. So let me buy two ovens on that for that particular day and let me do it. Now tell me, if I would have choose this option of rather than buying it outside, what could have been the consequence? I wanted to do it at home. So I just started purchasing extra 2, 3 ovens. And at a time, I was able to do 4 pizzas in 4 ovens. If I choose this, what is the consequence?
It's an unnecessary expense. You are going to use only once.
Unnecessary expensive. No, next time I'll
Every
get
time
another
they
4
won't
people,
come.
right? Another
Every
family
time
will
they
come.
won't come.
It won't be happen frequently, like.
What
There is
is the
interruption.
consequence of buying new oven? That's it.
If more people, dining table is not enough.
Dining table is enough, right? I have 16 people. Dining table is enough. My question is, I'm talking about ovens now. I have to start at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock morning to serve the 16 people if I'm doing at home. So I thought, why can't we buy new oven? So I thought of buying 2, 3 new ovens. So I can start by 12 o'clock, finish it by 2 o'clock. I can still serve. If I do this, what is the consequence?
If you are a thought to buy new oven, means you need to see the capacity of oven. That means is there any oven which is large available in the market?
Whatever it is, whether it's a large one or I'll buy alternative ovens. What is the consequence if I buy it?
Cost
Yeah, you
is
can sell.
Cost is increasing. Okay.
Space in the house.
Space in the house. Okay.
More
You
electricity.
can.
Okay. More electricity.
It's all about spending your time.
For
Okay.
guess you thought to buy that, you will definitely offer that.
The reason why I'm choosing to get the pizza outside and I'm not willing to buy oven, right? It's all because of money. How much I can have to spend for each oven? It's 3,500 rupees. So if I have to take additional 3,500 rupees, I have to buy 4. So almost 12,000. So 12,000 rupees I have to spend only for oven, and hardly if I would have purchased pizza outside. Let's say a pizza is 250, and even if you're buying 10, it would have not charged more than 2,500. So for ovens, I have to spend for 15,000. But you may argue with me, it's like an investment. You buy ovens. Next time, if someone comes, you can utilize this. Okay. Now I want your suggestions. Okay. For 8 people, if I buy pizza, it will charge around 2K for one time. But if I buy ovens, it may charge 12K. This is also one time I'm buying. Now, next time, if 8 people comes, again I have to spend 2K. Again, I have to spend 2K because every time I have to order it, right? Every time I need to order, right? But if I purchase oven, I can do it anytime. If tomorrow 16 people come, I can do it. Next week, 15 of my friends come, I can do it. Let's say after that, 14 people from KSR comes, I can still do it. My college friends comes, I can still do it. So if I spend for ovens, I can use it for longer time. But if I go with the ordering pizza, for every time I have to spend 2K, 2K, 2K. After 6 times, the amount will be same. Tell me which is effective. Did you all get the question?
Yeah, multiple oven option is best in this case.
Second option is.
Buying over.
I would say first one is the best. The reason is when I say pizza, doesn't stop only with oven. Okay, there are a lot of other things involved. You have to put your efforts, you have to do parallel processing, you have to work on all the 4 ovens. So it's not going to be idle. Better, I will go and get it outside because people keep on coming to my house is very rare. Once in a year they come. As if one week they'll come 15 people. Next week, as if every week I keep serving people. No, right? So obviously there is some limitation there. If people come, maybe next time they come after 3 to 4 months. So I would say the first one is preferred because buying ovens for just for that meal, it's a bad decision that you can ever make it. That is not going to help you because only with oven you cannot do it. There's a lot of other things involved, right? Time is involved. So you have to spare time for that. But now if I order it, simply I'll keep on chit-chatting with them. I'll sit on the dining table. Exactly 30 minutes, I'll get the pizza delivered. So I'll make use of it, right? Now that's something which I prefer. Now, what happened in the third case? So third case, I was able to serve for 16 people. But this time, whichever you see in the green, which is something which I'm ordering outside, but I'm making use of my own dining table and all my own sites. So I was able to have it. Now, finally, imagine it's a day we have some function. Okay. Imagine, let's say it's a function. It could be an engagement or it's a marriage, or let's say it could be any family function. And I'm inviting most of the people who are outside Bangalore. So everyone is coming to my house or everyone is coming to this function. Now, since everyone is coming from remote place, they prefer to have pizza as a party. Okay, they want to eat pizza. So we South Indians, when we won't go to our functions, we prefer to have a banana leaf meal, right? So that's where we prefer. Okay, everything has to be in a traditional way. But if rural people come here, hey, what is this? Every day I have food. I need to have something special or Chinese or even pizza. So that is what we thought. Why can't we organize a pizza party to 50 people? Now, in this case, I cannot invite all the people, 50 people at to my home because my house is very small, 1,000 square feet. It can accommodate 15 to 16 people at a time, but 50 people, it becomes uncongested, right? Sorry, congested. So why? Because it's more and more people are there, it becomes congested and you'll not be able to fulfill everyone, right? The house will be packed. Everywhere you see people sitting, sleeping, taking rest. So it becomes a bit disturbed. What I thought this time, I was able to think even smarter. Since it's a family function, I thought, why can't I take out them where I'll take them to a Pizza Hut only, or I'll take to a Domino's only. There you have something called, party hall. So there you have something called party hall. So in the party hall, there's a huge space. Dining table is there, like they would have arranged everything. Okay, celebrations, whatever you're going for, they would have decorated. So they would have made everything arrangements right from the party hall until serving. Even you need not serve. There will be a people who can serve food for us, and they'll make sure that everything A to Z they have given to us. All in all, what I really required is I need to pay some amount to them as a fees. Party hall fees, Pizza Hut, maybe pizza price, maybe hardly 50 people means I would have ordered 50 pizzas, right? 50 pizza as a dinner that I have to pay for that. Dining hall I have to pay for that. And for the entire party I have to pay for it. Now, fourth option is the most preferable one if you have a lot of people where you have to go and serve them the food. Now, with all this example, tell me one thing. What is that one thing which you have learned from these examples? What is your example? I just started with COVID, started talking about one skill. Then I talked about cooking at home. Then I talked about cook a pizza. Started with 4 people, 8, 16, 50 people. Now everything I've explained you. Tell me, what is the one thing which you've understood from this example?
Time saving. The
Time
process.
saving. Okay.
Depend on people's time saving.
Depend on people. Choose a wise
People.
decision. Okay. Next.
Handling situation.
Sorry.
Handling situation.
Family situation.
Handling.
I don't know. Your voice is not clear.
Handling the situation.
Handling situation. Okay. Handling situation. Okay. What about others? What is I've told you a story and I'm looking for an answer from you. What is that?
Money saving.
Money saving. Okay.
Strategy.
Hmm?
Strategy.
Decision making, when to use
When
what.
to use what? Okay, great.
Pay as you use.
Okay. See, I'll tell you one example. Tell me whether it's possible or not. Okay. For four people, I thought this is the best one because I can do everything at home. That enjoyment you get, right? It's priceless. But the 4 people, if I book a party hall, for 4 people, it's a waste. It's a waste. So similarly, I have to cook for 50 people. So I have to take 50 people. So in that case, I cannot do it at home. I cannot invite four people every day and I can serve 50. That's impossible, right? So 4 people, if you're going for a party hall, it's a waste. 50 people, if you're doing at home, it's also a waste. So what is a lesson learned from this pizza example?
Think smart, act smart.
Think smart, act smart. Well said. Well said. Any other lesson learned from this example? Any other lessons learned from this example?
Resource utilization, whatever the required resource we can use, not
Okay.
not wasting the resource.
Okay, great. Next. Well, one thing which I would say is using your resource effectively is the first thing. Okay. You cannot go and buy a 20-25 ovens so that you can cook in 30 minutes. That's a bad decision that you can ever make. Why you have to buy 25 ovens for 50 people? Better you go and order it. Better you go and take them. So of course, if you go and take them, they'll give some discounts. Buy one, get one, right? Usually, if no one is buying, usually they give offers. Okay, Wednesdays or maybe I don't remember, Saturdays or something. You buy one pizza, you'll get the other pizza free. Okay, so all this is something which we do as part of this use case. Choosing the right decision for the right scenario is really important in your life. Not about this example, even in your life, you have to take a wise decision. Okay, this is where we started to be more smart. So that is why you have two things. There is always a hard work and smart work. Okay, if hard work is the only thing which leads to your success, why is still donkey struggling? Donkey is an animal which always does a lot of hard work, right? It always takes a load. It always takes helps the people. It always helps the human. And one of the most hardworking animal is donkey, right? And why it is still struggling? Only hard work, nothing can happen. From morning to night, if you keep on reading, don't waste any time. It's a hard work. Think smarter. It's time and it's a trend nowadays. Companies are looking for the people who are not only hard workers, but you have to be a smart worker. But honestly, with my experience, I'm saying day one, you cannot be smart. Day one, you cannot be smart. Initially, you would have started to do hard work. That hard work experience is where you can show your skills and you can start creating your smart work. So maybe initially I would have also done the same thing. I would have started doing everything at home. But now I think smarter. I see the billing, what happens to the price. So that is where your smart work becomes a major impact. A person who is only hard worker will not be successful. A person who is only smart worker may lose at the important times. So always think effectively. Okay, that thinking makes you a unique. You should have always a combination of both hard work and smart work. Okay, with all these examples, so usually my batches will be at 8 o'clock or evening, right? So I give this example, and next day people would have ordered pizza because the example would made them to heat. So please don't do that. Okay, the example which I gave is for your understanding. So don't have that pizza craving and say that I've ordered pizza and come tomorrow. No, don't eat this. Okay, now with the same slide, what I've explained for the last 40 minutes with my own personal example, I am going to replace the same slide with a different slide and we'll call it as cloud service. Trust me, you will never ever forget this topic. Since we have talked about pizza and we have talked about the people who are coming to my house and serving people, taking them to dining hall, you will never forget this example and that will make you to clear this concepts as well, which is called cloud service. We have four things which is called on-prem versus IaaS versus PaaS versus SaaS. So the first one, it's like doing your pizza at home. What happens is today we are doing a report, right? Let's take about same example. Let's say today we are building a Power BI reports. The prerequisites to learn this course, Azure and Fabric, is you people should know Power BI, right? So that we have to know Power BI. If you don't know Power BI, please again start from the beginning. The reason why we have come till now, we are assuming that we all know Power BI. There is some challenges in Power BI, right? So we are trying to solve it now. Now, what is happening in this case is, where is my data? My data is present. Let's say my data is present in the data folder. So this is my data folder. So in this data folder, I have data, correct? This is all my local machine. So if you see the size of the folder, it's almost 4.14 GB of data I have. So in this case, in the Power BI reports, data is also in my desktop only. Power BI is also installed and we work with another tool, let's say paginated reports. That is also a report builder. That is also in my desktop. So everything, okay, even if you are installing a local server, local SQL server, everything, it actually present in my system. Data, application, runtime, Windows OS, networking, storage, server, every single activity for the project which we have implemented is I am owning. I have created my own database. I have loaded my own database. I have my database in my local machine. Power BI is installed here. Every single activity, I am doing it on my own within my system. This is called on-premises. This is called on-premises. On-premises means everything you are installing in your local or a servers. Okay. Now, as in then, I move to a next one. Some of the services I take outside. Some of the services I take outside. Okay. That is nothing but if you see here, this 4 I will depend on vendor and this 4 I'll depend on customer. Okay. Now, what is happening? For the same Power BI report, this time it is installed in your machine, you are taking care of it, etc., etc. That's fine. But my original database is actually coming from different server. It is coming from a different server. In this case, I am not installing the SQL server or MySQL in my machine. It is coming from somewhere in different company. That means few of the things is being managed by companies. Few of the things is managed by me. This is called IaaS, which stands for infrastructure as a service, which is infrastructure as a service. What do you mean by infrastructure? They provide the infrastructure for us. They provide the infrastructure, and on top of this infrastructure, I can start using my reports. Okay. Now there is one problem. There is one problem we had in Power BI. Your Power BI cannot be installed on your Mac machine. Do you all know this? Your Power BI can be installed only in your Windows machine. It cannot be installed in your Mac machine. Are you all aware of it? All the Power BI users?
Yes, Santosh.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I have a laptop. It was gifted by one of my student from US. I have a laptop now. The laptop is Mac laptop. If I want to use Power BI in this, is it possible? Definitely no. The laptop belongs to me. The laptop belongs to me. But if I want to use Power BI, I cannot do it. I cannot do it, right? Data is present in my Mac machine. Everything is there. Everything is there. But I cannot use Power BI. So what I need to do? Inside the Power BI, inside the Mac machine, I will go with virtual OS. Inside my Mac machine, I will install another OS, which I'll call Windows OS. And inside that Windows OS, I will install Power BI. So now this OS doesn't belongs to me. It is managed by some other OS company, and I have installed in my Mac machine. So majority of the things, including the OS, including the complete structure, including the runtime, all the code, everything is being managed by another company, another vendor. We call this as PaaS, which is called platform as service. So if it was my Windows machine, so in this case, what happened? In this case, what happened? I had my own machine. So OS is actually managed by me only. That means I have my Windows OS. It could be Windows 12, Windows 10 or Windows 11. I have my own. I can go and access it. This is possibility is there, right? My own machine, my own desktop. The only thing which I have to depend on IaaS is servers. But coming to a pass, what happens? OS is also someone is managing. Only your Mac machine is yours. You're not able to do this in the you're not able to install your Power BI on your Windows Mac machine. So you have installed a Mac, another OS in the Mac machine, Windows OS, and then I'm using it. So this becomes PaaS. It provides you the complete platform. It provides you the complete platform, right? Now, I'll ask you a question. Without having Power BI desktop, without, think that you have a Mac machine, can you still go and do a report? Can you still go and do a report? Well, the answer to this question is yes, possibility is there. The entire Power BI reports you can directly build in Power BI service. If you are having a Mac machine, you can still develop your Power BI reports directly. We have seen how to create Power BI reports in Power BI service. So data also can be loaded. How to load the data? We can upload directly, and the data has been managed in the service itself. And you can do the transformations also with the help of data flows. You can do the visualization there only. You can publish there only. Well, I would say you can do everything in the Power BI service only. Even if you're using a Mac system, even if you don't have a Windows OS here, you can still do the reports with the help of Power BI service URL. It gives you everything what you need. Maybe it may not be like your optimized reports that you can build with your desktop, but still you can have a basic version. Everything you can do directly in the Power BI service. Now, Power BI service becomes like a software as a service. It becomes like a software as a service. What is Power BI service? Power BI service is a software as a service as part of Power BI. Lets you to consume, interact, and do everything right from your browser. Today, even though if you don't have Power BI desktop, even though you don't have your proper Windows machine, you can still go and do the report. That's the beauty of Power BI service. With just the URL, you can start creating your reports. Data also you can store it on the server browser. Transformations also you can do it in the browser. Visualizations also you can do it in the browser. Publishing also you can do it in the browser. Your Power BI service is one of the best example for your software as service. Just like what we did for pizza, we took everyone to the restaurant, everyone we to the party hall, everything was available there. I just paid something. Here also, you pay for the license, everything you can do. Data, you can store it there only. Transformations also you can do. Visualizations also you can do without even having the Power BI desktop. You can still do the reports even if it's your Mac machine, because in Mac machine also you have internet, you have web. In Windows machine also you have a internet, you have a web, and all this completely works on the web version. So there is no point in handling all this. We can directly do it in the cloud. And that's the last option for you, which is called software as service. Software as service. So these are the three type of cloud service. Depending on what you need, you can opt for it. I need only few things. Rest of the things I'll manage. Please go with IaaS, infrastructure as a service. No, I need most of the things. Please go with platform as service. Well, I need everything. Just I need to come, I need to write, I need to go. Please use software as service. Of course, the bit costlier one will be software as service, but depending on that, we will be choosing which one to opt for. This is what is a complete replica of what we have seen in a pizza example. Now I was able to see in this cloud service explanation. Are we good?
Yes, Santosh.
Yes, Santosh.
I wish and I hope that you will never forget this for the rest of your life. Yes?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
2024, actually after COVID, honestly, I'll tell you, I've worked with all three, okay, data science, data engineering, and data scientist. I always try to predict a lot of things in life. For example, let's say today, 11 o'clock, I'm going outside. You know what I do? I would have checked last 5 days climate. Is it going to rain? So I'm going to predict today. What is going to happen today? I'll see the prediction. So I'll take all the precautions. I'll take umbrella. I'll take a hot water with me. All I'll do it, right? I do a lot of predictions. Doing predictions is actually part of data science. Data science. Okay. For example, from last 3 months, 4 months, we see how many students we are getting. For the next month, we be prepared. Okay, this month we may get this type of students, this many students. So it's a prediction. How this prediction happens? How this prediction happens? Understanding your historical data, we try to predict the future. That is nothing but your machine learning, and that is comes under a data science, right? So people who are not aware of data science is nothing but you apply some calculations, algorithms, and you start predicting the future, right? I used to do a lot of predictions, right? If you're expert in data science, your predictions can even be 95 or 97% correct, right? So for example, if you ask me 2024 IPL, we have still not started the IPL, but if you ask me who's going to be one among the playoffs, I'll simply say it's Chennai Super Kings. The reason? 10 out of 14 times or 11 out of 14 times they have come to playoffs. So probability is they may come this time also. How do I know this? How do I know this? It's because of the historical data. Because of the historical data, I'm trying to predict the future. What is the chance of RCB winning the cup? Anyone? Any IPL lovers? What is the chance of RCB winning the cup this time?
10%.
It's a dream.
Sorry?
10%.
It's a dream.
I would say 0. For the 16 years, they have been struggling. They have not even won the cup. So this time also it's 0. I mean, it may happen or it may not happen, but my prediction is 0%. Now, how am I doing this? I'm doing this because I know the historical data, correct? I used to predict a lot until when? Until 2020. Post 2020, I stopped giving the promises. If the same class, if I would have taken in 2020, I would have told you that Power BI is everything. For the next 15 years, you will be with Power BI. You learn this tool, you get a job, your life will be settled. If the same class, if I would have taken in 2020, this is a promise I would have given to you. But now I'm giving you a promise. If you learn Power BI now, 2-3 years or 4 years, your life is settled. That is a promise I can give you now. The reason? We know what is happening, right? After COVID, in most of our life, unexpected things are happening. So there's always some external force. Even it's in your control, there is always some external force, right? So no one have expected COVID, but what really happened? A lot of people lost job, a lot of people lost life, a lot of people getting affected. They went into a financial instability, right? A lot of things happened, right? So I stopped predicting things post 2020 because my prediction always is not going to happen, because more than everything, there is some external power which is driving it. I cannot guarantee you that I'll be alive next day, right? No one can guarantee that. I'm not guaranteeing that tomorrow I'll take class. I cannot do that, right? So this is all because there's some external factor. But still I'll tell you, 2029. Okay, I usually don't predict. So I'm not saying that Power BI will be there forever. I'm not saying that Power BI will be always in demand for next 3 years. I cannot promise you that right away. But one thing I'll promise you, we are in 2024, 2029, whether I am there or not, whether I am alive or not, right? Keeping all this aside, let me tell you one thing. Each and every person who is working in IT, the first line of the job description, like job description means they will tell you what is your qualification. So they'll tell you that you have to be a graduate and you have to have a communication skill. You have to talk to your clients. You have to know Power BI. You have to know SQL. So it will be job description will give you a complete qualification of your role. What is really required, they'll mention in job description. GD stands for job description. They'll mention it, right? Whether I'm there in 2029 or not, the first point that happens in 2029 job description is you need to have the knowledge on cloud computing, cloud service, one or the other cloud. You have to know it. This is going to be the future. I usually don't predict it, but I have done a lot of research and I've observed that cloud is going to be the future. The first point will be like you have to have a minimum of one cloud service knowledge. If you don't have, you are not eligible to work in IT. The situation will change. In the next 5 years, things will change. You can note down this video. I mean, you can note down the date. You can note down this time which I've told you. You can come back after 2029. If this doesn't happen, you can always question me. 2029, 2030, things will change. Everything will be cloud. Unless and until you don't know cloud, you will not be getting job. Rather than someone pressurizing at 2029, if you learn only cloud, then we will give you a job. If you want a job security, you have to learn one job. Rather than learning that time, the sooner you start, the greater experience you will have. Cloud is must for each and every one. The way communication is important for each and every one, the same way you will be forced to know one cloud service. Why I have to wait till 2029? Let's read it now. And that is why now we are going for cloud computing. That is, we are going to learn one of the cloud service, and that one cloud service that we are going to learn will be among the cloud. We are going to, these are the 4 cloud computing services we have. In this, we are going to learn one. Okay. So why we have choose what we have choose, what are the benefits of cloud? We'll continue in the next class. We'll stop here. We'll continue in the next class. Are we good?